All right, looking at the SPY on the weekly chart, we see we've been talking about this already. It came back, broke 1 week previous, but not two. Came back so shy of 10%. I think they stopped it, but in any way, they continue to the upside. Again, I wouldn't be going long here because it just looks tired. I mean, you have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth week up. We expect some type of pullback. Again, if you caught some of this run on the upside, congratulations. I switched to more day trading due to I just never seen anything as dynamic as that. And but it is what it is. Again, if you took advantage of it and you got some profits, and congratulations. I'm not one of those guys that I didn't get it, so again, I'm gonna be a dick and say, oh, you shouldn't have went short. Or this was, again, the trend was up. It stopped on the dime, which we could see here, right from these previous lows, but continues to the upside. Again, I would look for it to hold these levels, and just to continue to hold these levels, and that's what we need to see. If it breaks below that, then we could say, okay, we might get in some choppy situations, stuff like that. Again, when we were talking about over here, when this happened, we said, okay, it broke above. We wanted it to layer on top of this side, and it ended up breaking, and that's when we were like, all right, we need to be careful. And of course, this shit happened. So we'll continue to look at stuff, but again, I wouldn't be super bearish until some key levels break down, and they haven't yet. Again, am I looking to go long here? No, because again, I think you'll be catching the tail end of the move. It's not to say that you would, if you're already long something, cool. If you're not, you don't want to chase, because again, it doesn't take much to wiggle you out. But we pretty much have the same thing here. We look at these lows, you just keep it simple. You see these lows, maybe you could say it layered on top of this high, which would actually be pretty good regarding the pullback, and just continue to the upside. Can't short that, cannot short that. Okay, just again, you have to have a signal to short. Even if you're bearish, you have to be disciplined enough to know that you can't just short into here. You can't just see one red candle. You can't just see this and say, I think it's going to be the high, because this is so easy. Again, the volume is light, but it doesn't matter. You have to be disciplined with when you're looking to go short with things. IWM gave a bearish candle at some key levels right here. So you can see it came up to this level, and it didn't break above. So this is a large engulfing pattern that has engulfed the last, let's say, this day. If we really dig into it, it engulfed this day, and most of and this day as well. Okay, you had little spikes. Some might say no, it's not engulfing. It's engulfing this. Well, it didn't gap up much. So again, but this is definitely a bearish candle. If we kind of break it down to a 15-minute for this day, I don't think that you think that this is a bullish type of move right here. This is definitely a bearish type of move. Pretty much crushed it down and stayed down there. So I would be cautious with the IWM. You got the diamond. The diamond as well is just moving sideways. Again, a hell of a move. If we kind of measure this out, let's see if we can measure this out. We see that we have what, around 13%. So 13% move since October 15th. Again, a little bit of rest, and I mean, look at how many you barely have. What out of all these bars? So you got, they don't have, I wish they had this damn bar count. I think I have. Yeah, I have something that counts the bars. So you have from here to here. So you have 31 trading days. Out of that 31 trading days, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days that are actually negative. So again, I would expect some type of pullback to happen. Apple is continuing to the upside. It's still looking strong. Again, I would be peeling profits into this strength. I mean, how much more do you think it's going to go? Especially from this little pullback and then continuing to the upside. It's great, but again, I would be peeling off some as well. I wouldn't be continuing to hold that. Google, again, it's just not trending. I mean, it had this moment. It broke down, gave this nice little signal to the downside. Retracement was around, let's see, the retracement so far has been a little bit over 50%. So I mean, it's still in a weaker position. So we just have to keep cautious regarding that if you're looking to go long. You got, oops, let me put this right. GoPro, you see you have these these lower highs in place. If it breaks below this low, I think that we can have some movement to the downside. If it breaks below this low, I think we could have some movement, and it's actually going to break down. So we'll see what happens on Monday. But I think if it breaks below this low, I think this could be a quick move to the downside, breaking, definitely coming and approaching these that 63.55 level. So keep those things in mind. Tesla, again, this is a hard one to trade. This is, maybe if you're intraday, but still, I still want to see some type of trend in this. It just looks like it's just grinding up. It's just grinding up. Let's kind of just oops, let me put this back to the default. So you have this up, this down, maybe if you're ambitious, this up, and now you have this right here. It's not much of a trend. It does have higher lows, which is good, but it's not much of a trend, really clean trend that goes on. If you kind of looked at it hasn't given really anything clean, but you have this this grinding down, popped up, now you have a nice clean trend up, and now it's just, it doesn't look really good for the bulls. If you have from this high, it's really not looking that good. And if you kind of look at the retracement level so far, it's okay, it's a little bit above that 50%, but now it's below, it got a little bit above that 50%, but it's still, it's still weak. And again, I think your analysis will probably be how many bars did it come down and how many bars are going up. So let's just do a quick one, and maybe this will help some of you guys. So this is kind of some things that I look at as well. It took 29 bars to go down. It took 31 to get to here, which is less than 0.5%. Who's in control? I think the bears are still in control. So again, it's some really basic stuff that you can use that doesn't even, it's just saying how many days it came down, how many days it got up, and it's not even, still below 50% of the days. So you could kind of incorporate some of that stuff into your trades as well. It doesn't have to be crazy indicators. It can be, there's beauty and simplicity. So we'll see what happens this week. I'm expecting some type of pullback, but again, I've been saying that and until they give me a signal, I wouldn't be going short. Again, it's not to say that if you're long, you're wrong. You're definitely not wrong. You've been right. But again, if you're just getting long, you got to make sure that you're taking a good entry versus you're saying that shit, I missed out on this. I just want to be a part of the party, and then it pulls back on your ass, and then you say the market is rigged. That's not the case. Just be disciplined and trade accordingly.